Level 3 for GRE 504 is just the skill a little bit more difficult, perhaps in context. These are the two types of questions, the main types that you'll see. One deals with a lot of algebra, and the other one is dealing with circles. So let's start with the harder one, the one that deals with algebra. Alright, it's telling us that point M is the midpoint of segment AB, and it gives us A, M, and B. Okay? We need to know the midpoint formula here in order to figure all of this out. Now we need to solve for x and we need to solve for y in order to end up solving this problem. Now if you remember, x1 plus x2 divided by 2 gives us the x coordinate of the midpoint. So in this case, x1, or the x coordinate of the endpoint, is 3x plus 1. And x2 is the x coordinate of the other endpoint, so we're going to add 5, divide that by 2, and that's going to equal the x coordinate of the midpoint. Alright, so here, first we need to combine like terms. So 3x plus 6 up at the top. And then, in order to get rid of the denominator, the 2 over here, we need to multiply this side by 2, and then if we do it to one side, we got to do it to the other. So multiplying the left side by 2 just gets rid of the 2. And then we need to distribute this 2. So 2 times 2x is 4x. 2 times minus 4, negative 4, is minus 8. And now, pardon me, let me move this one down. Okay. So now we need all the x's on one side and all the numbers on the other. Well, I like to bring the smaller x to the other side, so let's subtract 3x. Okay, those cancel. We've got 6 left here, x minus 8. And then to get that minus 8 to the other side, we need to add 8. So x equals 6 plus 8 gives us 14. Okay. Next, we need to do the y. We'll come back to finding the coordinates, but we need y. Alright, so same idea. The y coordinate of one of the endpoints, add it to the y coordinate of the other endpoint, divide by 2, set that equal to the y coordinate of the midpoint. Alright, so here again, combine like terms first. This time, instead of multiplying both sides by 2, it'll work if you do it that way. But it's actually simpler to divide both of these terms by 2. Since there's only a 2 in the denominator, we can do that. And the reason I'm choosing to do that this time is we've got 2 even numbers, so it'll be divide equally. So 2y divided by 2 leaves me with a y. Minus 6 divided by 2 now is minus 3. And we don't have to do anything to the other side because we didn't move anything. We didn't manipulate the left side. Alright, now let's take this y to the other side. So we've got negative 3 equals 2y plus 5. Okay. And now we're going to bring this 5 over. So now we've got negative 8 on the left equals 2y. Divide by 2, and y is negative 4. Very last step here to find these coordinates, because we're not quite done. To find a, we just need to plug x back in. So 14 times 3, that's 1242. And then add 1. Okay, so point A is 43, comma. All right, 2 times y, that's going to be negative 8. Negative 8 minus 2 is negative 10. So this point up here, that's A. And then M, do the same thing. So 2 times 14 is 28. 28 minus 4 is 24. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Plus 5 is going to give us negative 7. And that's N. Sorry, that's a bit messy. I ran out of room. So here's our answers. That's M. That's A. Now feel free to come back and watch this again if that was a little bit confusing. The second type of question is a little bit easier. Here we have a circle, and we know a lot of things about circles, so we'll talk about what stuff we know. But in this case, we're told that the center, or the midpoint, of the circle is 4, negative 2. So let's graph it. And segment, that's the center. Segment HP has both endpoints on the circle and goes through the center. Okay. If point H is at 1, 2, we want to know where P would be. All right, so if this is a circle, see if I can draw a good circle here. Here we go. Had to find the right tool. So if we want to draw a circle, let's get H on the outside, C in the middle. Okay, and we want to find this other endpoint over here. Right here. Okay. Now remember the diameter, and I don't think this circle is perfect, but the diameter is going to end up being going through the center, and then the center is going to be the midpoint. So let me remove my circle here. So basically, C is the midpoint, H is the endpoint. We want to find the other endpoint. So H, we had to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like a working backwards problem, and then over 1, 2, 3. So to find the other endpoint, we're going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and right to the 3. And this is going to be our P. So our P is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the right. And down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since it's down, it's a negative 6. And we can check this just by seeing if we come out with our midpoint. So 7 plus 1 divided by 2. And negative 6 plus 2 divided by 2. So that's 8 divided by 2, which is 4. Negative 4 divided by 2, which is negative 2. And that was our midpoint. So our answer is 7, negative 6. Just goes to show you that you can check every time, and you should. And that's all for level 3.